Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Intentional Productivity Tips. I am Megan. I am your very favorite strategic productivity partner, and I am so glad to be back with you today. The last couple of weeks I've been traveling, so show times have been a little bit scattered. I'm here to tell you, moving forward, we are back on every Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific. You can find me in Intentional Productivity Tips on USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel and website. And please, I would ask that you take a moment when you get a chance, go to USA Global TV and Radio, go to our playlist and click like, subscribe, and even give us a 5-star rating if you get a chance. I would really appreciate that. Well, I am back in Northern California. I don't know if you can tell behind me, it is a rainy day. I woke up in a winter wonderland of snow. It is rain now, but I am so excited to be here. And I'm excited because we're going to talk about a topic, of course, that I love, productivity. Today's topic, we are going to talk about 3 ways to boost your productivity. So today's topic is boost your productivity in 3 simple steps. And I'm so excited to share these 3 simple steps with you because I think they're going to make a difference in your productivity life. As we know, one of the reasons that I do intentional productivity tips on a weekly basis is so we can talk about and we can change our relationship to productivity so that our productivity is working for us and we're getting to enjoy the lives that we've worked so hard to create. So today we're going to talk about 3 simple steps. And I will be honest with you, this topic actually came to me because I was recently interviewing and talking to a new client, a prospective new client. End of the story. I started working with them, so I'm very excited. But I recently had an interview where somebody was looking for a coach or a partner to help with their productivity. And they reached out to me and I was like, I'm your person. Let me help you with your productivity. So we scheduled a time to meet. And during the interview, they asked me something. They said, what would you give me as 3 simple steps to take control of my productivity? They were like, I just want 3 simple steps. Because of course, when we started talking, I was talking about productivity and how we could work together and all the things we could do. And they were like, I just want 3 steps. 3 simple steps that you can give me to improve my productivity. And of course, my mind was going in. I was picturing one of those cartoon videos, a cartoon where you see a person and you see their mind going and spinning and ideas and like, what is it that you're going to do? And then it all stopped. And I realized that the 3 simple steps we can use to boost our productivity are contained in what I like to call my productivity triquesion. This productivity triquesion I have been working with for years and years and years. So the 3 things that are included in this productivity triquesion are event control, focused productivity, and self-belief. For me, if you have event control, focused productivity, and self-belief habits, you are going to be able to take care of your productivity. You are going to be able to improve your relationship with those 3 simple steps, your productivity relationship. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. So the productivity triquesion that you see here, that you see on the screen, is based on Franklin Covey's productivity tri-equation. Well, actually, before Franklin Covey, it was Franklin. Way back in the 90s, they had a Time Quest seminar, and in it, they had a tri-equation. This is based on it, so it's not exactly the same. But at that point, I was using that tri-equation. That was when I was working in employment services, and that's when I was implementing employment service contracts to work with people around the country so that they could move off of assistance and become employed. And so when I was working with those people, not those people, I don't mean that in the bad. When I was working with participants, one of the things I knew and we learned in all of our programs is the connectivity between productivity, self-control, focused productivity, and self-belief. One of the things that we learned is if your event control, focused productivity, and self-belief were all working together in a positive way, you were going to be spiraling in a positive up way, right? Your life, the changes you were making. So again, at this point, we were working with people who were unemployed looking to become employed. So if we were able to help their job search and their life search with these things, it helped them become employed. These were 3 easy steps. Now, as I've been working with productivity clients for the last 15 years, I have learned that very same principle that helped my clients and participants when I was working in employment services also connect to my clients when they're working on productivity habits. So this is how I have learned, and I have helped thousands of employee and participants become employed, and I've helped hundreds of clients become more in control and change their relationship to productivity is because of these 3 simple steps. Again, if we have event control, so I'm not talking about control freaks and control. We know people have there's control and issues with that. I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is if we are in control of the event, if we have focused productivity and self-belief, if we're doing all of those things, our spiral is going to go up, right? We're going to have a positive productivity spiral. If we take one of those elements out, right? Let's say we have event control, but we don't have focused productivity, we're going to go in a negative spiral. So one of the things that I've learned, and in the interview with my client, I was able to say, you can take care of your productivity. You can take control of your productivity with these 3 steps. And these 3 steps are, again, event control. How do we have event control in productivity? Well, I will tell you that if we have one priority or action list, if we have one place that we need to go to identify all of our tasks, priorities, and actions, we're going to be in control of our productivity event. Now, why do I say one? Because we know in this world of apps and multiple jobs and multiple projects, we know that maybe this project has a to-do list on Microsoft. This project is in project. This project is in Asana. We might have multiple places that we're keeping priority lists, right? What I say when it comes to productivity, if we have projects that have multiple productivity lists, that is absolutely okay. We just need to move into having one priority action list. So we're going to talk about that today. So our first step is event control, one action, one priority list. Second, focus productivity. What is the best way we can focus our productivity? By taking control of the time and by adding task time to our task lists and our actions. So we always know an estimate of how long our task is going to take. We always want to be able to know how much time is this going to take or do I need for tasks today? So focused productivity is the second step. And the third step is self-belief. And that is having a daily process. So for me, I told the client, if we have one priority list, add task time, and have a daily process, you will be able to take control of your productivity. And those are 3 simple steps that will help you. Now, here's what I've done with the client, because as I said, good news for me, I did close the deal. I'm working with that client. So here's what we're doing now. So again, as I mentioned, studies show the average person switches tasks every 3 minutes and loses up to 40% of their productivity. So we are task switchers because we live in a fast-paced world. We have notifications, we have things pop up, we have things on our screens, right? We're always getting all of this information, and that can be very hard to get anything done. So what we want to do for our productivity is take control of the event. And the way we're going to do that is to make sure that we have one priority or task list. Again, we might be pulling from multiple places, but we want to have one master list. We want to move from overwhelmed to organized with one priority list. Sticking to one to-do list is going to reduce our distractions and it's going to boost focus. It's going to allow us to stay on track with your top priorities and control your day. So the first tip I have for everybody is always have and merge everything into one priority and task list that you can track all of your actions in one place. That's the first place. Event control with your productivity is knowing all of the things you need to do. And the way you can know all the things you need to do is by having one list. The second step with focused productivity is something that is very important that I am recommending to clients on a regular basis. This is add task time to your tasks. So anytime you have a task list, priority list, I always suggest to add task time. Add an estimation. Don't spend a long time. You just need to identify, is this 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, or a full day? Those are my task times, right? Studies show that people who assign specific time limits to tasks are 70% more likely to complete them. Setting task times helps you stay focused, avoid overthinking, and maintain momentum throughout your day. Can you imagine increasing your likelihood of completing a task by 70%? That's amazing, right? So focused productivity, again, is a way that we can take control of our productivity and our time. So what we want to do is we want to add task time. How do we do this? On a daily basis, we want to look at our calendar, identify how many hours of work we want to do that day. How many hours do we want to work today, right? When we start the day, I know I have 10 hours available. I know I have 8 hours available. Then we want to identify how much time we have for meetings, how much time then we have for tasks, and then we can identify our day. If I know I have 6 hours of task project time I need to complete, and I know I want to spend 8 hours of work. If I have 6 hours of task time and I have 4 hours of meetings, that has just exceeded my 8 hours, hasn't it? So what we need to identify with task time is how much time is our tasks going to take? How much time do we have today? So if we are thinking about focused productivity and we're setting realistic time expectations for our day, we are going to get more done. First, we know we just learned 70% more likely to finish something if we set it in task time, right? So the goal of focused productivity is to look at the tasks that we have due that day, to look at our work time, look at our project time, project task time, look at our total time, look at our meetings, and see how they all work together. You'll see on the screen, I do have an example here of, do you have more tasks than time? So if we take the time to list all of our tasks and then list how much time we have in the meeting, for example, if we have 5 hours of meeting time and 8 hours of task time, that's 13 hours of work, right? That's the bare minimum without any distractions or adding anything. Do you want to work for 13 hours today? If the answer is no, we need to be more focused with our productivity, and we need to identify, can we change our tasks? Can we change our meetings? What do we need to adjust? But what we're doing, adding task time, allows us to take control of our focused productivity. The third step, self-belief or a daily process. This is one of the most important things and one of the first places I start with clients. What is your daily productivity process? Sometimes people will say, Megan, I don't need that. Just give me the to-do lists and the systems and the automations. And I'm like, whoa, your daily productivity process is the place to start, because one of my very favorite quotes that I learned from one of my very first clients is, every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. That's by Don Berwick and Paul Battledon. I apologize if I got those names wrong. But every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. So when it comes to our self-belief with our productivity, it's important to set up systems we know will work. It's important to set up systems we know will follow. It's important to set up systems that we know are realistic for our lifestyle. And so we want to come up with a daily process. So step 3, self-belief, a daily process. How do you create your daily process? What I always start with my clients and what I always recommend is that you want to start with a download of what are the different categories of tasks and things you have throughout the day. So for example, what are the projects you have? What are the emails? Make a list of all of the projects you need to check. Make a list of all the emails you need to check. Make a list including all of the chats and message places you need to check, all of the voicemail phone numbers, all of your project management CRMs, and then your scheduling and calendaring tools. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a list of all of the things you need to check. This includes, especially for parents, if you have a child in school, is there an educational portal you need to check? What is it you need to, sometimes people have forgotten about emails when we're doing this. They're like, oh my gosh, I have this email. I haven't checked it in years. Well, let's add it to the list and let's make sure you check it. So the first step with the daily process is we want to look at all of the stuff and things we need to do. And then what are the categories of those stuff and things? And so I've identified, and I have found that a workbook, being able to identify a workbook, and again, go through and listing all of the emails, all of the things that you need to check, make a list, identify a tool that you can create and say, okay, on the daily, I am going to check all of these things. You'll notice that I also have a time estimation because it's important to identify about how much time do you need to spend checking email? How much time do you need to spend checking your projects? How much time do you need to spend checking your calendar? Now you'll notice the last category that I include is to check your calendar. And the reason for that is because, again, we're talking about the third step. This topic is 3 simple steps to improve your productivity. The second step was to add task time to all of your actions. The first step was to have one place where you have all of your priorities and actions listed, right? So the 3 steps: have all your priorities and actions listed in one place, add task time, and then have a daily process where you're able to go through and look at. One of the reasons I say that this gives us self-belief is because when we have a daily process, we know we're going to check things at least once a day. I have a client that I've been working with for about 6 years, and when he and I work together, we go through his daily process because for him, that is what makes a difference. And he knows he won't do it unless we're sharing the screen, but he also knows, I know by my doing the daily process in the middle of the day or in the night or whenever, when I'm like, oh, did I check? Oh, did I look at? You know that you did because you have a daily process. So once you identify what to include in your daily process, the next steps are schedule time to create your personalized daily process, right? You want to commit to scheduling and completing your daily process for 30 days so that you're building it as a habit so you can see how it makes a difference. You want to be honest about what works for you and what you want to change. And then I would recommend having a daily process accountability partner, right? Somebody that you can say, I did my daily process today, because it just gives accountability to remind you. When it comes to the daily process, I always like to remind my clients, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So I've had clients have told me a daily process will never work for me. And I say, absolutely, you are correct. If you don't think it's going to work for you, it's not. So you want to spend time investing in identifying in habits with productivity that are going to help you take control of your time and your actions and your day so that you know what you're doing. Again, it's not just about an idea, but it's about a reality of saying, okay, how can I build a daily process habit? One of the things I recommend for my clients, follow up for 30 days. Go through and say, did I do it? Did I not do it? What did I like about it? What did I not like about it? Because having a daily process is going to incorporate these 3 ideas and these 3 ways you can boost your productivity is with the daily process. So today we have talked about 3 simple steps to boost your productivity. They come out of the importance of event control, having one priority or action list, having focused productivity, adding task time to your tasks, and self-belief or having a daily process. If you're able to build these 3 habits and build these 3 processes into your life, you are going to boost your productivity and take control of your time. As every week on Intentional Productivity Tips, it is important for me that you take at least one step away, that you take one action, one thing you can add into your productivity processes that helps you take control. So again, on today's show, we have talked about a productivity triquesion that I'm basing on the Franklin triquesion. So this productivity triquesion looks at the importance of event control, focus, productivity, and self-belief. And to me, if we add those 3 things to our day, event control, one priority action list, a focus priority of a task time, or self-belief of a daily process, if we add those 3 things and it is a positive spiral up, it is going to be a beautiful sunset to end our day. So that's why I wanted to spend today talking about those 3 habits, those 3 simple steps to boost your productivity. Again, I am Megan. I am your very favorite strategic productivity partner. I thank you for spending this time with me today. And I want to thank you for coming back and taking time to identify what is it that works? What is it that can help? How can I take control of my productivity so that I change my relationship with it? That's the very most important thing for me, is for you to be aware and intentional with your relationship with your productivity. Because again, it's how can we add processes, habits, mindset, tools to our lives so we can enjoy what we have worked so hard to create. I thank you for your time today. I want to thank you again and say I will be back next Thursday at 2 p.m. on USA Global's TV and radio network. Thank you so much for your time. And now a word from our sponsor.
When we speak, we don't hear. It's abundantly clear. Listening lazy creeping, and nobody's gonna win. Look someone in the eye. If you don't, they surely will cry. You don't hear a word I say, 'cause you always look straight away. Listening lazy is driving people crazy. Listening lazy is making us blue. Listening lazy is communication goes hazy. Listening lazy is, listening lazy is. Da 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 da. Listening lazy is driving people crazy. Listening lazy is making us blue. Listening lazy is communication goes hazy. Listening lazy is, listening lazy is. When you interrupt your friend, you will surely have to make amends. Lady Ella knows the way to help you listen better every day. And what's that? It's listening lazy. Listening lazy is driving people crazy. Listening lazy is making us blue. Listening lazy is communication goes hazy. Listening lazy is, listening lazy is. Listening lazy is driving people crazy. Listening lazy is making us blue. Listening lazy is communication goes hazy. Listening lazy is, listening lazy is, listening lazy is.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting. We're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.